Namaste, my lovely cats, and welcome to your Monday Flow with me. So today we are going to be doing a nice little snack-sized Ashtanga, and as most of you know, Ashtanga is kind of based on the original or the simplified form of some of our favourite poses and variations. So in a way, it's a little bit more meditative in terms of being able to empty out your head, follow your body. There'll be a few repeating movements and sequences as well, and just allowing yourself to let go of more complicated instructions. So there's a nice simplicity to Ashtanga and a nice rhythm as well. A few breaths more in each pose, hopefully something you'll enjoy as well. So a full Ashtanga through the primary series would usually take around 3.5 hours. So this is just a nice little full body, all round sort of invigorating wake up for the body, and a chance for us to start up our prana, our spark of energy, maybe use that warming ujjayi breath and just take up some room. So whether it's morning or afternoon or nighttime, where you are, this practice can be good to just leave any stale energy behind of any type. So we're going to get started in standing, if you're not already standing with me. And we're going to find our way towards the front of the mat with your device in front of you. I'm just going to face you for this first part. So as you know, I don't often do chanting in classes, but I do absolutely love to use my voice in class. It is, of course, another muscle that we have an opportunity to use and feel that vibration using that Om sound that travels up to the crown of the head that we can sometimes feel. So if you'd like to join me on our chants today, please feel free, but don't worry if you don't want to. So in standing with your feet at hips distance apart, we're just going to lift the toes and then just land everyone. Let's pull up the arches of the feet. Imagine energy drawing through the centers of the feet and legs. Feel your hips distance apart. Rise the crown of the head as if someone's kind of gently pulling you up to find more space for your spine. Shoulders down and back. And just taking a moment here to feel the ground with the feet. And then the opposition of rising your fingertips either side of you, slowly, slowly lifting the ribs. So I'm going to invite in breath, space into the chest. And bring your hands together and float the hands, almost feeling the weight of your arms, thumbs to the center of the chest. Landing on that heartbeat so we can feel our tempo. Closing the eyes so we can hear our breath. And then just slowing your idea of what your breath tempo is down just a tiny bit. We're often cutting ourselves short. Feeling into the inner experience, the space behind your closed eyes, and just noticing the energy you're bringing with you today to the mat. Whether it's a little slow and sluggish, like me, maybe the humidity is still present wherever you are, or whether it's a little fidgety and high in your energy. Maybe there's some small ache somewhere through the body you can notice without too much judgment on it. And then with the mouth closed, just breathing in and out over the tongue, through the nose. And letting these first couple of breaths form just your present moment. And then not worrying if you're joining me for this Om or just listening. We're taking a full breath in and releasing. And one more time. time. Big breath in, nice round sound. Exhaling, hands to your sides, Samastitihi, standing pose. Big breath in to lift your fingertips to your sides. Palms together, exhaling to forward fold. This time you might bend your knees generously, bending from your hips down to drop your head and stretch your legs. Don't worry if the knees want to stay bent here. We're taking a couple of full breaths in this first fold. So we're stretching the legs as equally as possible, rooting the feet down and feeling that nice, heavy, softened drop of head and chest. Next breath in, we're going to slide the hands to the shins. Take a flattened back here, so right angles with the floor, pressing the crown forwards. Exhaling like a wave from your tailbone down, dropping the head, hands to the ground. Stepping or jumping your feet back, find a plank position here, Chaturanga. Shoulders are over the wrists, energetic core. Starting to bring your elbow tips in towards your ribs and lowering down. You might land your knees first or your belly. Inhale, bringing your chest forwards for cobra or up dog. Inhale. Lifting the chest off the floor as much as you need before lifting the hips up and back over tucked toes and finding that down dog. Making sure each fingertip, each knuckle is active. We're just going to take a little rinse of the heels, pedaling out side to side on that bicycle through your down dog, cycling dog. So you might be feeling more of your hamstrings if you're a cyclist, more of your calves, abs, or maybe you want to wriggle your hips side to side a little bit if you've been sitting down a long time today. Take a full breath. And then one last full breath, as still as you can be. You can bend your knees generously towards the chest if you need to, keeping a long spine. Inhaling, looking ahead to the hands, jumping or stepping the feet forwards, back to where we came from. Feet at your hips distance to fold, heavy soft head. Big breath in to rise your hands to your sides, strong back all the way up from your hinge. Palms above you, exhaling, prayer position towards the chest and then to your side, Samastitihi. Full breath in, rise your fingertips, exhaling, prayer position all the way down your center, this time to fold, repeating. Hands to your shins as you draw breath in, taking that flat back, crown presses forwards. Exhale, refolding, drop the head and jump or step back to find your plank, arranging shoulders over the wrist, strong core. You might take the knees down, the belly down, or hover your chest, send it forwards as you release your heart in up dog. Exhale, chin to chest, either back through child's pose or straight to your down dog as you prefer. Let's meet in down dog. Or take rest whenever you need, of course. So always listening to the body for when to rest, when to move out of the deepest part of your stretch. Deeply breathing in your down dog here. Find some stillness. Again, you might be bending those knees to keep the tailbone reaching up level and long. And then finding your stretch, heels coming down gently as tailbone rises. Strong, strong shoulders. Upper arms wrapping outwards to spread the shoulder blades. One more deep breath, making sure your head is hanging heavy between the arms and not trying to look around too much. Big breath in to look towards the hands, stepping or jumping forwards. Exhale, feet at hips distance to fold. Inhale to rise the arms to your sides as we did before. Palms together to drift your prayer position towards your chest. Taking a couple of breaths in, standing, feeling your feet on the ground. So feel like we're setting that rhythm, body and breath together. You're going to bring your toe knuckles together now at the front of the mat so your feet are right up against one another. Inhale, taking your hands by your sides. Exhale. Sweeping the arms up as we sit down on that invisible chair, palms together, Utkatasana. Exhaling, holding. As we get forwards fold, we're going to spend the first Utkatasana a couple of breaths longer. Just feeling that little bit of fire spicing up the belly. Maybe warming up the sound of your exhale by half closing the throat. Last breath in. Exhaling, prayer position towards the chest and down. Inhaling, preparing, looking slightly ahead. Exhaling, landing the palms, finding your way back to plank and keeping that level and core invigorated. Movement to come forward to find the heart lifting. Exhaling, chin to chest and back to your down dog. So that vinyasa part is becoming more and more instinctive as we repeat. Big breath in, we're going to take your right foot off the ground into the air. Stretching tripod, feel the effect on the other hamstring, left hamstring stretching. Inhale, we're going to sweep your right foot, step it between the hands. If you need to, you can help that along so that the ankle and the right foot are aligned on top of each other. Turn your left heel down, inhale, squaring your hips and chest to the front of the mat, palms together to rise into your warrior A. Exhale, get on top of your breath with the palms, frame that front foot, parallel back foot to come to your plank. Elbow tips in, vinyasa, through your up dog or cobra. Exhale back through child's pose or straight to down dog. Landing with a big steady breath, collecting energy. Big breath in, take your left foot off the ground into the air. Feel that right hamstring stretch. We're going to step your left foot between your hands, help that along if you need, so the ankle and the knee align. Turn your right heel down at an angle, taking a push through your front foot. Inhale, square the hips and chest to the front of the mat, palms together, warrior A. Exhale, get on top of your breath to frame that front foot and back to your plank. Elbow tips in, find your way through vinyasa, could be belly or knees land. Chin to chest and back to your down dog or child's pose for 3 big breaths. So you might close the eyes, let the head hang really nice and heavy. Keep lifting that tail. Big breath in, looking to the hands, jumping or stepping forwards. Feet together this time. Exhale to fold. Inhale to come up through your chair pose, palms together, sit bones down. Exhaling, palms to the chest, squeezing up to come level and stand. Full breath in, sweeping the arms up and together. Coming to your invisible chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, palms through center to forward. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to jump or step back, find your chaturanga, your version of vinyasa, elbow tips in, active core. Inhale, exhale back on your down dog or straight to your child's pose if you need. We are repeating, so just let yourself follow instinctive movement where you can. Right leg off the ground into the air to stretching tripod. Inhale, bringing your right foot between your hands. Turning your left heel down at an angle, left toes pointing out. Inhale, warrior A, palms together and your hips and chest square to the front of the mat. Exhaling, get on top of the breath with the palms, frame your front foot parallel on the back foot. Plank position, elbow tips in, strong through the triceps, open through the heart space. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding and rolling to lift that tail and land with a collecting deep breath. Left foot coming off the ground into the air to stretching tripod. Inhale, let's bring that left foot to step between your hands. Right heel comes down, hips and chest face the front of the mat. Inhale, warrior A. Exhale, get on top of the breath with the palms and coming down. Turn back to your chaturanga, parallel back foot. Elbow tips in through your version of vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Taking 3 full breaths, either in down dog or in your child's pose, nice heavy crown of the head, letting energy flow down from your strong core And bring the bandha through the shoulders and down through the head, pressing the ground away. Big breath in, looking to the hands. We're jumping or stepping feet together this time. Exhale to fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, squeezing to bring palms to the chest and lift to stand. Taking a moment to breathe. And again, feel like we're deepening our sense of connection, breath and movement. So maybe taking a nice big drink of breath down. Noticing the heartbeat. One more time. Inhale. This time we're just stepping back, left foot to the back of the mat, spinning your right foot towards the left. So we're sideways onto our device, feet in line with the top and bottom of the mat, energetic feet. As we take a full breath in, rise the arms up. And in front of you, prayer position towards your chest. And then pressing those palms back up. And out, take those hands behind you and start to find your way to an open chest, whether that's hands interlaced or less deep, hands to each elbow. Full breath in, opening that chest up, rising, inhaling, exhaling to fold. So we're falling from the hinge of the hips, strong core, and finding your way down in through the center. If you need to on the way down, maybe bend the knees a little bit. Notice if you're overlocking the knees. And re-stretch with fresh energy coming through the knees and down into the feet. Make sure the breath is there, the shoulders aren't bunching around the ears. You're sort of spreading your hands or elbows gently away from the head. Taking another 2 breaths. Exhaling, start to release your hands towards the ground. Take a little shake of your head. And then you're just going to reach towards each big toe with your first and middle fingers. So just your scissors fingers towards the inside of each big toe. Elbow tips are wide here as we pull a little more space outwards through the elbows. Shift the heart gently forwards, lengthen the neck, and then lift the bum as we feed a bit more space down into fold. Feel how grateful the head and neck are for all that space. Gently pulling apart some of those tight shoulder blade muscles, breathing into the back. Last breath. Releasing your hands. Inhaling, we're going to look towards your right foot and just adjust, taking your hands to frame your right foot. Stepping both feet towards the back of the mat, coming through your chaturanga. Elbow tips in, vinyasa, up dog. Exhaling, chin to chest, down dog. You might prefer your child's pose. We're taking 2 more big breaths. Inhaling, looking ahead to the hands, jumping or stepping forward. Exhale, as we fold here, we're finding that same position as we did before on this forward fold. So first and middle fingers take the inner side of the big toes, elbow tips come wide, feed the chest forwards. Exhale to lift the bum as the head falls down heavy. Again, the knees might be generously bent here, don't feel we have to straighten out. Another full breath. Exhaling to release those big toes. Taking a small bend in the knees, bring the arms up wide to your sides, come slowly to standing. Exhale, prayer position towards the chest. This time we're stepping your right foot towards the back of the mat to find your warrior 2. So your back foot might be more in line with the end of your mat, 90 degrees, or a little bit deeper. Your front foot is pointing forwards. So you take a little shuffle of the feet apart as you spread the arms as well. Left hand over the left foot, right hand back. And hands kind of on the lake surface here, soft but powerful through the arms from the chest. As we exhale, just bending into your left knee and making sure the left knee isn't dragging in, which it so often loves to do. You want to land the little toe edge of your foot and sink down into your low center of gravity, strengthening the feet. Feeling grounded here, just looking across at left fingertips for one more breath. Inhaling, lift the ribs, take your left elbow down to your left thigh, stretch your right arm away from your right foot to find this triangle. Shoulder blades are wide here, so we're not crunching up around the ears. Taking another full breath into that left hip. Full breath in, start to move up, back through your warrior two to your reverse warrior, lifting your left arm and just feeling your ribs take some space out of that left hip, almost a 90-degree position for the arm and the front leg. Taking another full breath in, full breath out, and last one. As we inhale, start to rise. And exhale, we're just going to exchange the arms. So your right hand comes forwards as we hop to your parallel back foot. So on the toes behind. Finding your balance. As we exhale, we're just going to lengthen, lengthen and find a twist here. Left hand back, right hand forwards. So here's an option to take if you're not sure about your binds or you just don't want to close the space of the belly. But if you're happy to, come with me into your little bit more of a pivoting energy through that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh to find a bit more space through the shoulders, lengthening up, strengthening the back heel and the crown forwards. Big breath in, big breath out. Taking another deep breath to move around. And last one. On the exhale, we're releasing forwards to frame that left foot. Taking just a little rock, we're going to step your weight into your left foot, come through your warrior three, which means we're just going to float your right foot off the ground and maybe put a tiny bend in your left knee to try and rise the arms either side of your hips as well. So you just become a rocket ship. Big breath in, big breath out. Taking another big breath, start to lift your chest. So you're almost in standing with that right foot, just hovering off the ground. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, we're going to take your right knee towards your chest for a squeeze. If you need to, just come by a wall for these balances. Take one hand to your wall if you need. As we exhale, we're just going to shoot that right foot forwards and hold on to that lower abdominal strength as the breath moves through that strength. So it might become a bit more warm in the throat as we did before. Big breath in, big breath out. Just one more big breath here to lift that quad, squeeze and push away that wall with your heel. And then inhaling, take your right shin with your right hand. Give it a squeeze and we're going to see if we can just open that gently to your right side. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. Last deep breath there. Inhaling, bringing your right knee back to center. Exhaling, landing and standing tall, nice and even through the feet. You can shake out that left foot if you need. Again, just a couple of breaths to steady yourself. Big breath in, we're going to lift your left foot, step it to the back of the mat, nice and wide on the feet to find warrior two. So your back foot might be in line with the back of your mat, your front foot is facing forwards. It's one of them days. Inhale, arms nice and wide. And again, there's something soft within the hands and the gaze. So kind of imagining that lake surface that we're just on top of, nice, powerful, equal arms. As we exhale, just sinking into the knee, making sure it doesn't travel beyond the ankle. Making sure the knee also doesn't draw in, so that patella is really protected. Full breath in, full breath out, grounding through the feet for 2 more. Lifting the ribs as you inhale. Exhale, we're going to start to move forwards and find that right thigh. Stretching your left arm up and overhead. We're feeling that groin muscle. The chest is kind of barreling gently out towards the left. Shoulders and collarbones are soft and wide. Strengthen the back. Take another breath. Inhale, we're going to move your right palm face up, lift out of your right hip. So we're finding a right angle, knee to arm. And maybe slightly back. So we're going to start to press into your feet. Rise a little bit out of the bend of your front foot and just adjust the arms. So that left hand is now going to sweep forward as we hop to a parallel back foot. More balance on one side than the other often. We're just going to take the left hand forwards, your right hand back on twist. So here we're bringing it out from the middle of the body. There's strength in the lower abdominals. We're squeezing the hips together to feel the glute. If you want to, the hands are going to come together for a bit more of that glute muscle, a bit more of that wringing out through the chest. Left elbow pinning the outside of the right thigh. Make sure you can still breathe here, strengthening the back heel and the crown forwards. So finding interesting lines through the body can often just bring this fresh perspective. Crown presses forwards, left heel presses back. Take another deep breath there. Inhaling, letting yourself lift the chest, frame your right foot, and take just a little rock forwards and back to step into your right foot and lift your left. You might take a small bend in your right knee so that we're lifting off like a rocket, finding balance off the hands either side of the hips on warrior 3. Not staying long, start to breathe in and lift the chest. So you're almost in standing, just floating the left foot behind you. And then bring your left knee towards your chest in standing. And if you need to, we find a wall here with one hand. As we exhale, we're going to use the quad muscle to lift and push that left heel away from you and forwards. Big breath in, big breath out. Nice open chest. And just one more breath, letting the breath move fully as we hold strength. Last balance, bringing your left knee towards your chest, taking the shin, flexing your left heel. Inhale, we're just taking that out for a little frog's leg to the left side. It doesn't have to be a big movement, stop wherever you need. Last big breath there. Inhale to come center, align with your hips again, and exhale, let's release to standing. Feet at hips distance apart, taking a full breath in and full breath out. And then just one more deep breath here. This time rise the hands. Lift to tiptoes, so we're just involving another nice group of muscles through the legs. Exhale, land the heels and take your palms all the way through your center to forward. Take a moment with that flat back, hands to the shins. Exhale to refold. This time step back, find your plank, but we're not moving through vinyasa. We're going to land to the belly. You can land the knees first if you need to. Inhale, on your belly, just give your hips a little shake side to side, and then bring the arms either side of your hips. Lifting your hands, chest and feet. Hands turned in on each other over the bum, like you're catching a beach ball over the bum, squeezing into your center line in Shalabhasana. It doesn't have to be a big curve of the spine. If for any reason you're not coming to the belly today, just take a child's pose. Exhale, start to release. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale to lift the chest through Cobra. and back over your shins in your child's pose. The knees might be a little bit wide so your torso has some space. Stretching the palms forwards and landing the forehead. Taking 2 more big breaths here. Inhaling, starting to make your way up through your tabletop. Crossing the feet underneath you or around to the side if you prefer to find your way to your bum. And we'll just shift into the middle of the mat. So you've got space in front and behind you. And just rising to squeeze your knees towards you, lengthen your spine. I'm going to find that core strength just for one last movement. Taking your feet out in front of you, heels can flex. You might be supporting your knees with the hands so we can keep a longer spine, or the hands are going to float. If you prefer, you can also take your full Navasana, stretching out. We're taking 3 full breaths here. Last one. Inhale to lift the knees. Give yourself a little squeeze. Exhale, we're just going to take the knees open to Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet are together here. If your knees are quite bunched up and you've got quite tight hips, you might take your feet a little bit further away and hang out with the hands on the shins in a diamond pose, just sitting forwards to stretch. Otherwise, your feet might be closer, hands to the ankles or to both feet. Inhaling to lift your chest. Exhaling to energize elbow tips either side of the ribs, moving the chest forwards and then just lengthening down through the head and neck. One more deep breath there. Inhaling, starting to come up. We're going to take those knees together. Set your feet at hips distance apart. And just find a little rounding of your spine as you exhale. Inhaling, start to lift your chest so you're rising up as tall as you can, pulling the knees towards you. And exhale, we're going to find our way towards the ground. So we're going to let go of those shins and find your way back to semi-supine. So last position today, hands either side of the hips. Feet may be tingling from your balance. Making sure your feet are under your knees so your alignment is there. Pressing into the feet, energizing your tailbone off the ground to rise your chest towards your chin in your half bridge. So hands might be along the ground as we were. If you prefer, you might take the shoulder blades closer together and interlace your fingers along the floor to open up the chest more deeply. Listening to the neck for cueing here, making sure your neck is comfortable with this position. Taking a couple more deep breaths, pressing into the feet. And flooding your belly with that Ujjayi sound. Last full breath. Inhaling to squeeze your hips up. Exhaling to release the hands and drift your tailbone down to the ground. Inhaling, bring your knees up for a little squeeze. Just give your ankles a rotation here. Give your knees a little circle over your lower back. And make sure that circle has gone in both directions. And then exhale, just stretch your hands and feet into the air to rotate your wrists as well. We're going to drift to Shavasana, just bending at the elbows and at the knees. Sending your feet all the way out in front of you. Softest hands you can, softest face muscles, soles of the feet. Allowing your breath to happen, not needing to manage your breath patterns at all. let your focus just drift away and just take a few moments here to just surrender and observe yourself, curious about any sensations or tingles you might feel. So where you are along the ground, just taking these last few breaths to really appreciate your body being held by the ground, appreciating this last little bit of time to just surrender, empty out the head, feel the breath. Feel like each inhale feeds space into the body, chest and mind. Each exhale breath releases any little weights that we're holding on to, giving us an opportunity to let go now. And so taking those opportunities a couple more times. Breath in gives us space. Breath out releases and lets go. Breath in gives us space. Breath out lets us release. Let's go. And one more time. Really letting go of that exhale. Starting to wriggle your fingers and your toes. Bringing your knees gently up towards your chest. And taking a little roll to your left side into a ball. And you can take your time here, coming up. Gradually finding cross legs. A shift of your hips. A roll of the shoulders back and down. Preposition towards the chest. Thumbs at the heart space as we did at the start. Taking a breath to honour your present self, everything you are on the mat. And then thumbs towards your third eye, so between your eyebrows. For a circle there, just to wake up that intuition for your day or evening ahead. Honouring those intentions, take a breath in and a breath out to bow. Namaste. I hope you're feeling connected to your body, maybe a little sweaty, energized and good. And I hope to see you all soon, either here or